Hi everybody, I have another curriculum haul to share with you today. These are things that didn't arrive in time for my huge, massive curriculum haul back in December. And these things are from another Waldorf supplier that I really like. It's called Waldorf Supplies. And they have some really great things for art and drawing and handiwork and music. So let me show you some of the things that we got. So the first thing that we got was this portfolio case, and this is so that we can store the kids' artwork so it doesn't get damaged. And this one's nice and large, but I also have one more that's even larger. I also got some red yarn, and this is different than the one that we normally get. This is 100% wool yarn, and this one doesn't feel as soft as lamb's wool, but this will be our first time using it. And then, gosh, I didn't know these books were going to be so big. This is the Waldorf Book of Animal Poetry, and this one is the Waldorf Book of Poetry. So if you are into poetry, or you like to add poetry as a daily activity or a weekly or a unit study, then this book might be of interest to you. So it has poetry, animal poetry, and then this one, equally just as big, has just poetry. So this is great whether or not you're following a Waldorf philosophy. So, and they're really beautiful and nice and big. All right, so then we have the larger portfolio here. This one is 14 by 17, and it doesn't come with stuff inside, but I think that the rest of my material has been packaged inside. So let me pull these things out and show you. We did get a lot of books from this vendor, and we do love our books. The music stuff is in the other box. Can you hold this one, baby? All right, so we have the Quality of Numbers 1 to 31. Thought this would be interesting. I haven't seen this one before, and this looks like more of like a reference book for a teacher before explaining to his or her students. And I do like learning about different approaches to teaching math, so I'm excited to review this book. And then we have Global Babies, and this is for my daughter who, you know, loves babies. So this one has babies from all over the world, and it's a nice board book. So this, I know she's in kindergarten, but this is probably suitable for preschool or toddler. Can I borrow this one for 1 second? Sure. Thanks, Pumpkin. All right, so this is the other one. This is Global Babies, and this says girls. So this would be great if you had multiple ages in your homeschool, because this would be great for like the younger students, but this one would also be a good introduction to different cultures and, you know, the way people dress and the way people live. And so this is really nice and really beautiful pictures. All right, the next book that we have is called The Silky Girl, and this is based on like the fairy tale, I think, of the girl who was a seal and came to the shore and lost her seal skin and then became a girl, or, you know, was a seal that lost her seal skin. And then later she has a child, and then that child, I think, finds her seal skin and becomes a seal. So it's a really nice story. Now, we had an audiobook. I'm going to try to find it and show you. We had an audiobook that had the same story, and we loved it. We listened to it so much. It was actually on audio cassette. That's how old it was. And then we had to replace it, and we got it on CD, and that is even, it's been used and listened to so many times, I think we're gonna have to get a new one. We have Ollie's Ski Trip, and let me just show you some of the pages in here. It's really beautiful. It's one of the things that I really like about getting Waldorf books, is that the illustrations are just works of arts. And this is a longer picture book, so if you do nighttime reading with your children before they go to sleep, this could take a couple of days if you wanted to spread it over like a week or so. New Eyes for Plants. This is a workbook for observing and drawing plants. Now, we love to add drawing to our main lesson books, but since I don't know how to draw, finding a book like this to help us on our journey to add more drawings to our main lesson books is really helpful. Okay, so I've got one more box to show you. All right, so we have an even larger portfolio. This one is 26 or 20 by 26. Now the only thing I want to show, I'm going to pick a smaller one here just to talk about it for a minute. The only thing that I don't like about these portfolios is that they're made with just like the kind of cardboard you would get from like moving boxes, so they are not like super durable. So if you needed something that was going to be more durable than this, then I wouldn't suggest this. But I also like the way it opens, so it's easy to get your drawings and artwork in and out. All right, the next thing I want to show you is kind of too large to show you here. This is watercolor paper. Now it's by Strathmore. This is the large sheets. These are 15 by 22, so they're really super large. And the reason why getting really large paper is good for, well, actually it's advised that you get the really large paper for the young students. So this would be great for kindergarten, first, second, even third grade. And then as they get older, then they can move into this like a smaller piece of paper. So when you're doing watercoloring in a Waldorf school, you tend to start with this really large one, and you tend to start with a paintbrush that's also really large. So this would probably be a good beginner's paintbrush. And then you typically do wet on wet watercoloring, so you need your paper to be really thick. I believe this is, now I can't remember, maybe it's, no it's not. This one might be like 130 pound. I don't have that information with me right now. So, but you do want it to be really thick because this is going to be completely wet. You can use a sponge or like a spray bottle. You want to get it completely wet. And then as you put your watercolors on using your paintbrush, the watercolors will kind of spread, and you start out generally with just one color. And if you start out with two colors and you've got it really saturated with water, you can really see how those colors are going to blend. So you need, if you want to try it this way, you know, trying the Waldorf way for watercoloring, you want to make sure that your paper is really thick. You can even just hear that that's quite thick. And you want to make sure that it's really large for the young students. And that's why having something that's this big, it's nice to have those portfolios so that you can store your artwork once you're done displaying it. The last thing I want to show you are musical instruments. And oh wow, these are beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna show you. So these one, and I have two, but they're different, even though they're going to look the same. And because I don't know much about music, I'm gonna have a hard time. You do? Awesome. I might have a hard time explaining the difference. They're both 8-tone, but I know that on the website there was a difference between them, and now I cannot remember, like 5 scale versus 7 scale. Does that make sense? All right, so it comes with two different, can I see that one from it? Yeah, it comes with two different things that you hit the scales with. One of them has this rubbery piece around it, and then one doesn't, so that you can hear the difference. She's doing the one with the rubber piece. Can you try this one? So pretty. All right, so it comes with, okay, it comes with some music. You can tell this is not something that I'm like that familiar with, but it certainly sounds beautiful. I am so excited. Yeah, go for it. I'm so excited to have this. Something that I've had my eye on for a really long time. Like the quality of the material that you're going to get in a shop that sells Waldorf supplies is, you can't find better quality. I think the only place I've seen quality that matches this is with Montessori supplies. It is just, you're going to be so appreciative to handle something like this. The wood is gorgeous. Then you have the nice little metal pieces, but this piece of wood is just so beautiful. All right, I hope you enjoyed this haul, and stay tuned for how we use these materials in our homeschool.